What is going on, guys? Taylor Stuber with LocksDFS.com bringing you my locks and sleepers for this Wednesday 10-game NBA slate. Finally took a loss yesterday, but we don't dwell on it. We look forward because that's what we do here at Locks DFS. On the season, we're still winning at about a 78% rate, I think, coming off an 8-day win streak. You can't win every day, so it is what it is. Luckily, college basketball and NHL from Locks bailed me out thanks to Christian and Addy. And we just added that pass to our store. You can get NHL, NBA, college basketball, college football, golf, NFL, all in 1 month package if you guys want to check that out. But anyways, as always, please follow me on Twitter at Taylor Stuber. At the end of the night, or right before lock hits, I'm going to be answering questions for any of you guys following me. Just send them my way, and then like the last 20 or 30 minutes, I'll make sure to get to all of them, or as many as I possibly can. I'm going to be in our private Slack chat for our members throughout the day, talking to them, helping them with their lineups. But anyways, let's just get into it. I'm just rambling at this point. Westbrook is already ruled out. And we saw at the beginning of the year what we were doing the first two slates with Westbrook out. We were just playing Dennis Schroeder and Paul George. And Schroeder's usage rate is already pretty high just because he plays on the second offense and he just runs the entire team when Westbrook's not in. So his usage rate is already at 28%, playing in the mid-20s minutes. But with Westbrook out, it jumps to 32%. And his minutes are going to take a huge jump. I mean, if we go over here to Popcorn Machine, when Westbrook got hurt, he came out of the game at 4:25. He was replaced by Dennis Schroeder, and he played the rest of that quarter. He played 3 more minutes, and then they took him out for only 3 more minutes, and then he came in and finished the game. So he played 13 of the last 16 and a half minutes. And that's what they're going to be playing him a lot. I think you can expect him for 34 to 36 minutes this game. Averaging well over, I think he's averaging 1.2 fantasy points per minute against this Cleveland defense, which is, they have the worst defensive rating in the league at 117.2. And Vegas doesn't think it's going to be that big of a blowout. Actually, the money is on, the sharp money is on Cleveland. If you see here, only 13% of the bets are on Cleveland to cover the spread, and it moved from 6.5 to 6 points. So that means that this 13% of bettors bet more money than all of this 87%. So typically the people betting more money are the sharp money, and I tend to side with the sharp money because they know what they're doing. So they think this game's going to stay competitive. So if this game stays competitive, I want to play the high usage, high minutes guys, and it's pretty concentrated right now with Dennis Schroeder, especially on FanDuel, where his price is just abysmal at 6.4K. I expect he's going to be like 85% in cash games, but I'm here to tell you, just please don't fade him. And over here on DraftKings, it is a bit pricier at 6.9K. I do think it's still a great play regardless, but 6.9K is kind of a hefty tag for him. So I'm probably going to play him is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Paul George in the same game, 10-2. That's expensive, just considering that LeBron is only $1,000 more. I mean, you can find $1,000 to get up to LeBron, and you probably should do that. Paul George at 9.1K over here. I like it a bit more. This should be the price difference between Paul George and LeBron James, 1.9K, not 1K. So I like Paul George a good bit, but the moral of the story is I like Dennis Schroeder. He's kind of a lock, probably on both sides. Now there's some other injuries that we don't know yet, and they're at the end of the night, so it muddies the waters a lot. But it's this Kawhi injury. I personally right now, I don't think Kawhi is going to play. I think they are super cautious. They know how good their team is, and they're going to protect Kawhi no matter how much he downplays the injury. And so if he sits, we're going back to my boy Pascal Siakam. I'm playing him every night Kawhi's out or OG's out, because if you look at the rotations of the Toronto Raptors at the 5, they only play Serge Ibaka and Jonas Valanciunas. Those guys don't play the 4 at all. They don't play together at all. They just play the 5. And at the 4, they only play Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. And if Kawhi's out, they're going to play OG at the 3, leaving all the minutes for Pascal. And Pascal's he's a high fantasy points per minute player right now. He's playing amazing. One of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. And he's only 5.2K on DraftKings. He will be the biggest lock. And I'm thinking I think a good strategy for DraftKings is to leave a couple. Well, I'm going to have players in the last game regardless, but leave some open spots. So if the Kawhi news breaks, you can move on to Pascal, because if Siakam's the best value on the board if Kawhi is out. And so you don't want to miss on that. And you're going to get him at lower ownership just because people aren't going to play him unless Kawhi is out. Over here on FanDuel, he's 5.8K, still a stone cold lock, but I don't know if we'll get the news in time, which is unfortunate, and that's why I wish FanDuel had late swap. Another injury that we don't know about, and I'm siding with, I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to play this game. The only reason I would say that he would play is because it's a primetime game in LA. So he might get up for this game. He did play the last time against the Lakers. But Jeff Teague is still out. We saw last game when it was just Derrick Rose and Tyus Jones. Derrick Rose got 35 minutes to Tyus Jones 15 minutes. Derrick Rose is just too good to. He's playing too well for Thibodeau to not give him the minutes, and it's really taking a hit on Tyus Jones. But with Teague out, Derrick Rose's usage is just above 30%, even with Cat and Butler on the floor. This game benefits him as a high-paced game. We look at this, like this is the team or the game I want to target. Look, Minnesota 29th in defensive rating, Lakers 23rd, both bottom 10 in the league. And then we look at the pace, Lakers are 3rd, Timberwolves are 11. So it's going to be a pace-up game for Derrick Rose and the Timberwolves. It's just going to be a really high-paced, close, no defense kind of game. Going to be flying. Game total was set at 237.5, sitting at 236.5 right now. Man, I really like a bunch of pieces in this game. But yeah, back to the point with Derrick Rose, I think you can easily project him 32, 33 minutes in this game against the Lakers. And he's running the point. It's not like he's running the 2 with Tyus out there. They're just straight up not playing Tyus at all right now with how well Derrick Rose is playing. He's only 5.6K, and he's a similar price over here on FanDuel at, if I can see him, 5.5K. So he's a lock on my, like, regardless of Butler news. But if Butler's out, obviously I like him more. I think his usage rate jumps up to 36%, which is like absolutely absurd. Another guy I like in this game is Karl Anthony Towns, entirely too cheap. He should be around the 10K range right now, but the way he started the year really suppressed his price. And then he's had like a couple bad games due to blowouts. I don't think this game blows out. And so that's why his price tag is all the way down to 8.8K. This guy has a massive usage of like 30% with Teague out. And you saw this last game against the Lakers. He put up 64, 65 fantasy points with Butler in. And I believe Teague played that game too. He's just like the Lakers can't match up against him. JaVale can't cover him, and then they just lack bigs. I don't know if Tyson Chandler's playing this game, but I'll look into that after this. But I don't know if he's playing. But the other big that they use is Kyle Kuzma. And Kuzma's no match for Karl Anthony Towns, and this is just like a super good matchup for Towns in a pace-up spot against the Lakers. So those are pretty much the guys I'm locking in. It's Derrick Rose, it's Cat, it's Siakam if Kawhi sits, it's Schroeder. I always mess up his name. But those are the guys I'm looking at. And on Twitter, I will be giving away a couple more of my favorite plays, answering your guys' DMs, questions, giving away my favorite plays throughout the day, like I just said. But good luck tonight, and until next video, peace.